Last week, Studio Tomahawks released the latest FAQ for Age of Crusades. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I think the reason why this has been done now is because Age of Chivalry is coming out, and Age of Chivalry and Age of Crusades are considered to be the two most compatible books, and they probably wanted this one up to speed with all the version 2 updates. On the following pages, I've listed the old battleboard ability, the new battleboard ability that it's been replaced with. I've also stated whether it's been changed recently or in fact it was changed some years ago from when the original rulebook was written. I haven't included any details on mercenaries because I don't play them, and that's an extra complication. Hopefully I haven't got any of the columns muddled up, but I think it's pretty well about right. I'm not going to go over every single ability because you can all read, you can see it, and as you know, if you follow the channel, I'm not the most academic of players. I love playing Saga, and you can all read, but if I see anything glaring, I'll state it. The reason why I'm doing this is there are a lot of changes to the battle boards. 12, 13, 14, something like that. So if you want to play Crusades and give it justice, get cutting and get gluing. And that's the whole point of this, really. You need to have this all prepared to play in the future. Let's give it a go, shall we? First ones are the Byzantines. And if you look at the changes I've listed here, it looks as if the levies are being nerfed slightly, and possibly they're trying to give it a more of a mounted bias. Crusaders next. And as you can see, there's actually only one change. Two previous changes were several years ago. It looks as if Peter the Hermit has taken a bit of a hit, or they're listing the number of fanatic pilgrims they can have. Also, the abilities around those fanatic pilgrims has changed slightly, and you don't seem to get as many Saga dice given to you when they die. Also, on the battle board, it would appear they are trying to bias it towards mounted charging. Next, the Orden stats, and they've got rid of the activation pool and created a new ability called Servants of God, where you can remove models to gain Saga dice. And it does look like they've beefed them up a little bit, increasing their levy and warriors if they've got half guard nearby, and indeed other melee abilities. Next, the Moors. Looking at the bottom ability Discord, it looks like they've nerfed it slightly. It's now in your own phase instead of the opponent's phase. And Torrents of Iron, I think they've downgraded that as well. What do you think? Next, looking at one of my favourite factions, Militares Christi. 4 changes to the battle boards, which is quite a lot. And in general, I think they've improved them. Next, the Mutts. And only one change. And it does strike me the ability they've got rid of. Maybe it's not used that often. So it's a slight upgrade, perhaps. Next, the Pagan people, or Pans people as I call them, from men of an age, they'll know what I'm talking about. There's 3 changes there. I've never played them. I've never played against them. So I'll let you read them and make your own decision whether it's good or bad. Next, the Polish, and there are 5 battleboard abilities. One of the biggest changes in his FAQ. In general, I think they're all upgrades. I think they're not that popular a faction to play, but with these, maybe they will become so. What do you think? And again, another faction that's been modified, Eastern Princes, again looks towards melee biased improvements, and again, possibly with Age of Chivalry in the back of the mind, perhaps. Next is the Saracens, and it would appear, certainly on this first page, that shooting and mounted units seem to have had a little bit of a pickup. So maybe they're trying to encourage people to play Saracens to use mounted composite bow and mounted melee. Okay, so the Spanish. The thing that screams to me is Iberia, and that's gone from an activation reaction to an orders reaction. And also, it doesn't say shoot. Maybe that's with the new rules of Javelin coming in mind, perhaps. And finally, the Mongols, one of my favourite war bands, and they've had a right old kick up the arse. The War Drummer has been quite nerfed, whereas before it used to activate everybody within L for free. Now it only activates 1 unit. The Armed Hordes ability has become more expensive. Now you've got no common to be able to activate it. And also, again, the War Drummer had an ability in low and barn, low, the bow and the lance, and that has been nerfed as well. So yeah, it looks like they've taken a little bit of a hit. Okay, it's really important to say that these are my own personal opinions. I haven't played any of the factions with these changes yet, so I could be completely wrong. But it certainly shows you the changes to the battle boards. It shows you're going to need to get gluing an awful lot. And you need to go out, and if you love playing Age of Crusades like I do, you need to start play testing them. As I said before, I am no expert on Saga, but I do have a passion for the game. So I hope this has helped you. It's given you just a start for 10 really of the changes and what's coming. Anyway, as always, hope this has helped. Take care and see you all on the next one.